Well, hello, everybody. Good to see y'all again. Back on the flip side. And what better reason for being here than me? And also, of course, my lovely hostess with the mostest, Crafty Keela. How you doing, Crafty?
Those puns are cringeworthy. God love us.
I know. I
I'm
couldn't
doing
help it.
okay. I'm doing okay. I'm not 100% still, so I'm still a bit like up in the air, but I'm doing better than I have been. So yay!
Yeah, well, at least you're feeling a bit better, hey?
Yeah. Hello, people. I
Yeah,
see. I see. Tisk has a new name. Tisk has a new
he,
name.
that's right. He didn't like honey.
No, no. We tried. Only Etty is allowed called Tisk, honey.
Oh,
If we're
okay.
changing vowels to I, would that make him Heine now?
Ooh.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I like that. I like that. Ooh, we could be onto something here, Crafty. And speaking of guests, that was, of course, our Sable Eagle, the one and only. How are you doing, sir?
good. Even more immune than I was last time I was here.
Woohoo!
Well, okay.
How
That's
the hell
good.
did I get my booster before you?
Because you're not in England.
That's true. This is very true. This is very true.
There you go. There you go. And of course, we also have with us, returning once again, Arcangeluslunae. How are you?
Hi,
Hello.
I'm good, thanks.
Good,
How are
good.
you?
Crafty was really excited about having you on this week. So,
Yes, I'm excited about all our guests. I
of
love talking to
course,
people,
I do
and
too.
Yeah.
I
Always
love
a
what
pleasure,
Rob
Keela.
Parks just said. I love what Rob Parks just said. Tisk the dancing queen.
I like it. Yeah, just the dancing queen. Oh man.
I like it. We're still waiting for that, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Have we got a firm date on that? When?
No, but you know what? I won't let up.
No, I
How is
know you won't.
everybody fucking doing?
I know
Are we
you won't.
good?
You'll just get on a train and make them do it.
Oh yeah. Train? There's no train from Ireland to fucking Scotland.
Really?
No.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
whole there's a
Hop on
whole
a plane.
ocean, like there's a whole like
Yeah,
Irish Sea in the
yeah, I know,
in
but like the train take you to the ferry and then you get on another train.
yeah, but you still have to take a ferry
Yeah, true.
or an
But
airplane.
oh, there
You
you
didn't
go.
say you
Take a
wouldn't
plane.
take a ferry.
I either way,
You
you're
still
going to
get
get
on a
there and make
train.
them do it. That's the point.
We should have a train to the UK. No, actually, no. No, I don't.
Well,
Thinking about that, no. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
oh,
I'm sorry, but no. Anyway, what's going on today?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't really been looking around. I've been busy with other stuff all day. It's it's getting close to the TED holiday. That means I've got to do student reports before the TED holiday hits in a week and a half. So I have to do individual performance and behavior and report just general reports on every student.
Oh, fun.
And there's like 400 of them.
Can you not just like copy and paste it and pretend that
Mm.
it's an individual assessment? Will
No.
anyone actually fucking read it?
Yeah, well,
Fair question.
it is a fair question, but unfortunately, parents expect individual comments.
Yeah, but they're not going to be looking at everyone else's comment cards.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that because the the bosses look. I don't give a crap whether the parents see them or not. I don't want the management to come down on me saying you were cheating. You didn't do individual comments.
Yeah, but honestly, like, is anyone reading 400 assessments from one teacher?
You'd be surprised how picky
Ew.
they can get.
Could you imagine that being your job?
Oh, I don't even want to think about it. It's bad enough I have to do the damn things.
But can you imagine that being your job, that you actually have to go through everybody's individual assessment for every teacher?
Mm,
That's
that
No.
No. I wouldn't want to
Take
do that
note.
job. I wouldn't.
Tis could like it.
Highlighting phrases that have appeared too many times.
Tis could
So
love it.
anyways, yeah, I've been getting my stuff ready to get started on those first thing in the morning. So I've been kind of busy today and not really keeping up on what's going on. Although the big thing seems to be the volcano in Tonga.
Yes, I think we'll get on to that in a little while because that's an interesting one. There's another thing as well, the glacier that split.
Yes.
So there's
Yes,
a few things in our world that's seriously fucked up.
I know. The world is going to hell in a handbasket, I'm telling you.
Sableagle, you lurk quite a bit in a lot of places. What have you seen? Or do we even want to know?
Things you people wouldn't believe.
People.
I saw attack ships on fire off the Tannhauser Gate.
Oh,
I saw sea beams sparkle in the dark off the Iron Shoulder. All these moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain.
Okay, somebody change the channel, please. Oh my lord.
What was this thing? Because okay, so I'm up and down at the moment with my health, but you were saying something before we went live. Explain yourself. I want to know what the fuck, how the fuck, and really
Why the fuck?
go on.
Right. In Cambodia, the one time I've been there. For anyone who's wondering about the economic state of the world, the reason I was in Cambodia is it was cheaper to take a 10-day holiday that started in Bangkok and finished in Ho Chi Minh City than it was to get a one-way flight.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah, and I got a 10-day holiday from Hanoi through Laos back to Bangkok that was cheaper than getting the one-way flight. So either way, I was getting the return flight to Bangkok, but it was cheaper to have a 30-day holiday than 10 in between. And in Siem Reap, we had wonderful food and great beer and a wonderful time, and it was incredibly cheap and wonderfully chilled out. And we loved it. And in Phnom Penh, you can taste Phnom Penh before you can see it. The pollution is that bad. It is incredibly loud. The traffic is absolutely insane. There are 2 lanes each way on each of the 4 roads, directly off from this crossroads with traffic lights. And there are at least 7 lines of traffic going each way on each 2 lanes. You know, there are 8 pairs of lanes. 4 pairs of lanes which are supposed to be going towards the lights and 4 which are supposed to go away. But nobody cares. And the traffic lights stand there and change colour, and nobody cares. And we got a restaurant recommended. There's actually a good project, Friends project, which is taking kids off the streets so that they're once they get too old to be cute enough to make money on the streets. And again, there's this economic disparity, and you can imagine there are issues associated with that. They have nowhere to go. So what this Friends thing is doing is grabbing them off the streets, teaching them a trade, and actually setting them up in business. It's great. They have a restaurant where you can eat, and of course the profit goes into paying to train more kids and get more kids off the streets, which is great. I am all in favor of this, but I don't recommend eating there because bloody hell did I get food poisoning. Oof.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
I pulled muscles throwing up that hard. There isn't a toilet on this earth big enough, not even in the USA, where their arses are about 3 times as wide as British arses. Is there a toilet big enough for the sheer 10-bore shotgun effect of getting food poisoning in Phnom Penh? And my response to this was to get... Well, I got a milkshake, which absolutely exploded everywhere. And then I just rinsed myself through with 2 liters of Coca-Cola, which is basically phosphoric acid. All right, there's sugar in it, but mostly it's dilute phosphoric acid. Have you seen what that stuff does to people? So those bacteria in my stomach stood no chance. I mean, it's bad enough touching it. Swimming in it must be lethal. And then I just didn't eat for 24 hours, so the survivors all starved, and next day I was fine. This, as far as I'm aware, is the only approach to food poisoning that solves the problem inside 24 hours. All the other ones were, you've got to keep eating to keep your strength up and take this Imodium to settle the symptoms and stuff. You'll still be sick 2 weeks later because it's still there and you're feeding it.
I want to know how the fuck you came up with that solution. It's like, oh yeah, I have food poisoning. First things first, let's get a bottle of Coke. Like, what?
Yeah, that's...
I spent some time in virology labs back in the 90s. And, you know, if there is something nasty, you tip the nastiest poison you can find over it to kill it. Well, if you're in a bar in Phnom Penh, the nastiest poison you can find is Coca-Cola.
Yep. Rob Park says, I've seen what Coke does to a battery acid. Hasn't stopped me from drinking it by the gallon load.
Yeah, it's true. It's the wonder drink.
So there you go, people. If you have food poisoning, Sableagle recommends a 2-liter bottle of Coke and a diet for 24 hours.
There you go. Problem solved.
Has this been replicated anywhere?
Not that I know of, so it's not science yet.
I was going to say.
Observable, demonstrable, and repeatable.
It hasn't been peer reviewed at all. Just letting you know. So it might not work.
And I am not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor because my name is not Kent Hovind.
Speaking facts, man. Oh, Carl Edwards says, I gave up Coca-Cola 6 months ago. I've never felt so sick in my life. My mom used to go through like 4 liters of Coke a day.
Oh, that's a lot of Coke.
Like she had like 2-liter bottles a day.
I thought you were going to say she had like 2 teeth.
No. Oh, no. She has all her teeth. No, but she would go through 2-liter bottles a day of Coca-Cola. I don't know how she did it. And then when she gave it up, she had proper withdrawals. And I mean, fucking proper withdrawals. She'd been doing that for like at least 12 years. Coca-Cola is addictive, people.
It is.
So that's a question to ask your candidate for senator next time there's or MP or whatever. Mostly senator next time there's an election. Because they're based in the USA, aren't they?
This is true. I'm not, so I don't care.
And they recently moved. Ask him, or her, I suppose, if America gets more progressive than it used to be.
Yeah.
What pressure they're going to apply to the Coca-Cola Corporation to get them to take precautions to make sure that their products are no longer contaminated with 137-trimethylxanthine, because that is another poison that has been found in Coca-Cola in significant quantities. That, I mean, you've got your basic symptoms of headache, nausea, dizziness, diarrhea, and anything can cause that, right? The tachycardia, cardiac arrhythmia, seizures, coma, and death, those are pretty serious symptoms of poisoning. And it can cause them, and it has killed people.
You say they're serious. You say they're serious, but I mean, a mild case of death.
I'm afraid I've just learned that our friend Tintin won't be joining us tonight on account of a slight case of death.
Yes. Yes.
Tusk has a nice comment here.
Yep. I only drink crafty cola nowadays in the glorious People's Democratic of Craftonia. Okay. All other soft drinks are decent and seditious. Or decadent and seditious. This is true. This is true. He speaks
facts. It's a People's Democratic, but it's not a republic.
No.
It's a monarchy.
I don't know.
Right. Well,
I'm starting to come around to the whole dictatorship, I think.
Shall we start calling you Caesar?
Why do you think they call me Craftychenko? instead of Lukashenko, Kraftychenko. Clever, mental, and hilarious, but clever.
There you go.
Afghanistan. Fucking hell.
9 o'clock hero says, I once had a blockage, drank 6 liters of Coke, sorted it within an hour. Not medical advice.
How does I don't understand this. How does one drink 6 liters of Coke and not die?
I have
Especially if
no
you've got a
idea.
blockage. How big's your stomach?
Hilarious.
That's about 6 liters bigger than it was.
Archangel, how are you doing?
I'm good.
It has been a while since we chatted.
Mhm. Yeah, it hasn't been.
Do you want to introduce yourself to people who don't really know you? What you do, and if you want.
Well, what I do, I deliver Meals on Wheels for elderly people, and I'm from Germany. Everybody wants to know.
Yay!
Yay!
How'd you get involved in Meals on Wheels?
Oh, well, I was looking for a job, and my uncle was doing it, and he asked me if I wanted to do it. So,
Nice,
Oh, cool.
simple.
yep.
It's a job, and it's a wonderful service.
We had in Cork, we had a similar organization called Penny Dinners. And what it was, we went around Cork and handed out dinners to mainly elderly people and homeless people.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. It's
Yeah,
nice.
my-
It's
my-
nice to see. It's nice to see it being done in other regions. It's just
Mhm.
sad that it has to be done.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, like
Nice.
my customer are mostly people that are like not able to cook anymore. So,
So anything else you got going on there, Archangel? Any
Well,
projects? Interest?
no, not really. And I play badminton as a hobby, but
Oh, badminton's really popular here in Vietnam, boy. Everybody plays it.
yeah,
I've never played it. I've played tennis, but I've never played badminton.
Hmm.
badminton's way better.
Why?
Because you get to smack birdies.
I mean, what's the difference between badminton and tennis? Like, other than the fucking ball birdie thing?
The shuttlecock.
Shuttlecock.
Thing.
Yes.
It seems more. One, there's less pace. It seems there's less pace. In which case,
Mhm.
it's not going to hold my attention. And two, I don't know. It seems, I don't know.
I think the net is also much higher.
Mhm.
Are the points the same? Is it the same game, just with different?
Nope.
No, you go to a higher score in badminton. You typically play to 15,
21.
and you take the service. So if you serve, you can score a point and serve again. If they're serving, you take the service off them and serve, and then have to score a point from that.
Yeah, but that's the old rule.
These days in tennis, you're expected to get the serve past them. It's got to the point where people think there's something wrong if they actually manage to return your service, and you're not going to get a volley going back and forth. Where in badminton, it's fully expected that thing is coming back, and you are going to have to knock it all over the court and make them move until you can trick them into moving the wrong way and actually send it behind them, far enough behind that they can't turn around fast enough to get to it.
Mhm.
In tennis, it's just thunk.
Yeah.
And either you hit the court or you didn't at the far
Just
end, and the guy just
fun.
stands there and watches to see whether it's in or out, because he's not going to hit it back.
Tusk says tennis is for dickheads. Tennis is for sophisticated people. I know you don't understand that, Tusk, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not worse than golf. Nothing's worse than golf. Nothing.
Yeah, he's right about that.
Except for probably bowls. But nothing is more boring than fucking golf. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
mean, even fucking Happy Gilmore couldn't make golf interesting. For fuck's sake.
What about cricket?
See, cricket is boring as fuck, but people get so into it that it can be infectious.
mm,
Whereas golf, you're not allowed to get into it. You're not allowed to encourage people. You're not allowed to be happy at all. You have to be like a stick.
No, cricket
Show
is a game
no
of 5 people being
enthusiasm.
played by 22.
I don't understand cricket, by the way, but I have some friends from Pakistan who absolutely adore cricket, adore it, and when they're actually out playing it as a family and with friends and stuff, they get so into it, they get so excited, they get so enthusiastic that it rubs off, and you do actually start to go, yay! So I can see why people are lured into cricket. It's not for me, but I'll have a good time with people. But with golf, you can't even do that because you put the players off.
that's
Fuck
right.
off. If you
You
can
gotta
get
do that.
distracted that easily, you deserve to lose.
That is a point, yeah.
Just saying. But tennis is fun. Tennis is fun when you're decent at it.
Yeah, I think that goes for most sports.
Yeah, I've never been much of a sports person.
So next time I'm in Germany, I need to swing down and we'll have a game of badminton. You'll have to teach me.
No problem. I'll do that.
Yay!
Yay! There you go. Okay,
Yes.
well, that's an awkward silence.
Sorry. No, I was distracted by just there. English cricket is dull. English cricket is dull. India, Pakistan, and the Windies get involved. It's the difference between going to a regular church, like the Church of England, and one of those gospel churches. Absolutely. Like when you see Indians and Pakistanis and South Africans really get interested in cricket, it is infectious.
Yeah.
It's like watching. It's like me watching the Six Nations. Yes, exactly, Ty. And
So
Ireland
just
is not
you're
going to
saying
get
it-
humped.
It's a bunch of idiots taking part in something that makes no bloody sense whatsoever, mostly for tradition's sake. But some of them are there just because they think they're supposed to be, and some of them are actually getting really into the total nonsense.
It's a bit of fun. And it's outside instead of being on a fucking computer all day. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Six Nations, lads. That's rugby is my game.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Rugby is my game. And we're up against Wales on the 5th of February. Woo! And Scotland is facing England. That's going to be fun.
Yay!
Yeah, I will.
I like rugby.
Saturday the 5th, I will not be available at all. I'll be watching the games.
Who are you rooting for?
Ireland, of course.
Who are you rooting for? England or Scotland? Who's your team?
Scotland. Look, right. When it comes to the Celts, we will support anyone other than England.
Ah, okay. You see?
Scotland
Shows you what I know.
when it's Ireland versus England, Scotland and Wales will back Ireland. When it's Wales versus England, Scotland and Ireland will back Wales. Sorry for anyone who's English, but it's a thing. It's a thing. We like to see England defeated in the likes of sport and war. It's just a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait for it to start again.
Yeah.
Yay!
And whose fault is that? The English.
Yes. See, Tina can confirm that.
Mm-hmm.
The Celts stick together. Especially when it comes to the Six Nations. Now, if we were in that rare instance that we're all knocked out and the only ones left is the Brits, we'll still support the French.
Oh man.
What can I say?
Okay.
It's fun.
Well,
It's fun.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Like
As long
I
as
watch
you-
football. I watch football very rarely. But I'm one of these people. I'm one of these people that can watch football and be like, "Oh, I don't care who wins." Like
Mm.
if one person scores a really nice goal, even if they're on the team that I don't like, I'm like, "That was good."
Mm.
But when it comes to rugby, no.
Good, bad, or indifferent, as long as England gets it, right?
No,
Oh,
and still,
man.
what I like about the rugby crowd is that we can actually have that banter. That we can actually say, when the opposite team actually does make a try, we can congratulate them.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We don't hate the English. We just love watching them getting pumped at the games they invented.
Well, it's questionable whether or not they invented it. Because
Yeah, there is
Football.
question.
football, as we think about it, I know this because Taddy doesn't shut the fuck up about it, but football, from what I know, was technically invented in Scotland, like the standardized version.
Well, there you go. Take that, England.
Just saying. Just saying.
Just saying.
Wasn't it originally invented at Millwall, and then the version in which you're not allowed to have 30 people swinging hammers at the opposing team taking part was invented somewhere outside London?
I don't know. I mean, well, is it because London people can't actually handle hammers? I'm not sure.
Actually, what were you saying about Scotland, Wales, and Ireland uniting against England? We even do that inside what is nominally England.
Yes.
You've got, people way up in the northeast, and Geordies, and Yorkshire, and Cornwall, and Devon. The farther you are away from London, the more you hate London, and the more Londoners look down on you.
Yes.
So,
this is true.
Geordies probably think of Yorkshire as English, but Yorkshire think of Geordies as their fellow occupied territory.
Nice. Oh, that was hilarious. Golf apparently was what?
Oh, Mystique. I actually will support England if all the Celts are out.
Yeah, but only if the French are out and the Aussies have lost it. That's the only way. That's the only way. Now, what is this arc? Golf was invented in Scotland? What?
Yeah. Absolutely. Golf
Yes, dry
originated
little
in Scotland.
bastards. What the fuck?
Yeah. The Scots invented golf.
Ew.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
The Scots invented golf, fighting, and going, "Arr, you're fucked," then falling over.
All
Hang
three
on,
at the
hang
same time, or?
Why is it wrong to support the French over the Brits? Like, in fairness, the French didn't occupy Ireland for 800 years and slaughter us in the thousands. Like, kind of biased here, but that
Yeah.
still lingers a little bit.
Yeah, you think?
Just a bit. Just a bit. The People's Free State of Liverpool.
Oh, there you go. Peter's got it. Golf equals gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Ooh.
That's not the acronym I would have used, but okay. That's because ladies have more fucking sense, but okay, whatever.
Yeah. So, on to other things. I wanted to ask you: have you been getting some good information about South Africa on your Discord?
Not yet, but I haven't had a chance to be in there since like
Hmm.
yesterday. What was I doing yesterday? Yesterday is a blur, to be honest. But I have been doing research for other videos because I haven't been doing creative content for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get back into doing that. And obviously Iron Society is half and half. So it's half created, half live. So yeah, I need to get back into it. But I've been planning the next 3 episodes of Challenging Conspiracies. So
Cool.
that's what I was doing yesterday.
Awesome. Awesome. It'd be good to
And
see
then-
content coming out again.
Yeah. And then Etty kind of kidnapped me, and then I fucked off and did more research. But we had a catch up. It's been a while. I like talking to Etty.
We all
Etty,
like
by the
talking.
way, are you going live today? That's my question. If not, it's okay. But if you are, let us know. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was doing like it's about time creative content started getting done. And fuck everybody else, really, because I can't be arsed.
Hmm.
I'm working a lot as well lately, so to have the time, and it's not even the time, it's the concentration. I need fucking concentration, and the last little while, with being sick, I just haven't had that concentration. So
Yeah. I guess
It
you've had
sucks.
to take time away from the kitty cafe too, huh?
The kitty cafe has closed down for now.
Oh, you're kidding.
No,
That's sad.
sadly. Yes. So I've
That's
had to step away
terrible.
from that, but everyone was rehomed, so
Good.
that's good. And I just had to step away from it then, because it closed down. Hopefully, in the next couple of months, they'll sort themselves out and get shit back up and running.
Cool.
But yeah.
Awesome.
I guess they had to. I mean, wear your mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face. How do you convey this to a cat?
You don't.
Oh,
They
right. Well,
lick their hands to wash themselves.
yeah, the cats are fine. What we had was we had a little cafe, and then we had the large cat room where you could see in where all the cats were, and then we had a small side room. So if you wanted to give an extra donation, I say donation, you didn't have a fucking choice. If you wanted to go in and sit with the cats, you had to give a donation. Very specific donation. And then you could go in and the cats could come in if they wanted to, which they didn't always want to. And so you'd have like people in there wanting to play with the cats, and they're like, nah, thanks.
Yeah.
That's the nature of cats.
Damn. If it was a puppy cafe, they'd be all over you.
Speaking of, Nimrod just said one of those memes, the new was it Omicron? Oh, hang on, I can't even. Omicron. Omicron variation. And it has like little cats with the weird headscarves that look like coronavirus. Sorry. Anyway, and then he sent me a picture of Kitty. Yay!
Yay.
I get distracted by cats. I'm sorry.
I had a puppy here a couple of months, but I had to let her go because she just wasn't suited for apartment life.
Yeah. What kind of puppy was it?
It's a Vietnamese breed from Phu Quoc Island. Very interesting. It had beautiful markings and had this kind of razorback hair. Here, I'll send you a DM with some pictures.
Cool.
Yeah, really adorable. I mean, it was a cute puppy. She just couldn't handle being in an apartment all day while I'm at work.
Yep. If cats are boring, then you're doing cats wrong. Cats are not boring. But there are times where they don't want to interact with you, and we never force them. So it's just like people were like, "But we want to play with the cats." It's like half of them were bloody wild, like they were not handleable. They were starting to come around, but yeah, you don't want to provoke a cat that's not in the mood. It does not end well.
There you go. They're uploading now.
Ark, you're a dog
Really?
guy. Eh?
I'm a snake guy.
You're a snake guy.
I love snakes.
I have a pet snake.
Ooh, I want to.
Ball
We'll discuss this. What breed of snake is it?
A corn snake.
Oh, corn snakes are nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've handled a few. They're really nice. People find them really boring, but they're actually like fascinating. I love them. That and hognoses. I like hognoses.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah, I
the
know.
fuck is this? Oh, it's an ankle biter as well. Sorry, Reason just sent me the
But puppy
video
pics.
of the dog. Instead of just uploading it here, like
Well, I suppose I could.
upload it here so everybody can see.
Okay, I'll just upload the pictures, not the video.
Ball pythons are gorgeous, Rob. And they're so gentle. They're so gentle to handle. Ooh, she has a red.
Reason, you said that was a specific Vietnamese breed of dog you had.
Yeah, it's
Were they bred
it's,
for fur, milk, or meat?
actually neither. The ones that are bred for meat are actually kind of bald. They don't have a whole lot of hair. But
Saves time, I suppose.
huh?
Saves time. Baldy
Yeah.
dogs.
All right, so here we go. I really don't know the name.
Oh,
Yeah.
Little fluff ball.
Yeah, I know. She's got these big eyes. Yeah. And then if you look at her back, she's got like a razor back, hair sticking up along the spine.
Little mohawk.
Yeah, a little mohawk. Yeah. And there she is asleep. She just had a bath when we took these pictures. But yeah, cute little pup. But she just couldn't handle apartment life. She was chewing on everything and just freaking out to get outside. Couldn't stand being on a leash. So we had to give her away to someone who had a space for her to run around. You know.
You sent her to the farm.
No, not a farm. Not a farm. No, it's actually a friend of my partner from her church took him, and they've got a house with a bit of a backyard. Seems happy there.
Do you visit?
No.
Ugh.
If I did, I'd want to bring her back home, and then no. Sorry. But I don't know the name of the breed, but they come from an island at the southern tip of Vietnam called Phu Quoc.
A dog-faced caterpillar.
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
much.
kind of, yeah. I can't say that I disagree. So, but yeah, since we're on the topic of animals, that's all I got.
Ark, talk to me about your snake. Is it just the corn snake that you've ever owned? Because I see there in your picture you have a big ass snake.
yeah, the snake from the picture is from the zoo in the neighboring town.
Nice.
That was like a present I got for Ron's birthday, where you can visit some animals. go
Give me
behind the
all the
scenes.
snakes. Give me all the snakes. I love
That was
snakes.
really
They're
cool.
yeah.
I have a snake. You want to see it?
No. Fuck's sake.
Vietnamese snake one.
There are a few YouTube channels that I really like watching when it comes to reptiles, and one of them is Snake Discovery. If anyone has not watched Snake Discovery, it's absolutely fascinating because they now have their own little zoo.
Yeah, that's cool.
And if I ever go to the States, I want to visit that zoo because it looks amazing. They even have an alligator.
Well,
Is an ass snake like a drain snake?
No. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'd love to keep snakes. I'd love to keep snakes. But
they're a fair bit of work, though.
They are, but once you know what you're fucking doing, they're like some of the easiest animals to keep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You just need to know how to handle.
I guess Eddie would know a lot about that.
Eddie has a beardy. I want a beardy too. I used to have one. It's a weird thing because being on the farm, I had a woman from Australia come, and she was like, "It's interesting to go collect wood for the fire," and because we had this big woodshed, it's like it's interesting getting wood for the fire and not being worried about what might come out and bite me.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't really think about that until someone actually says it's like, yeah, because you live in a place where everything wants.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there.
Awkward.
Archangel 3. Yeah, the Fuquoc Ridgeback. That's the breed of the dog. It's a Fuquoc Ridgeback. Nice. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
No, that's fine.
So.
I'm just gonna go steal Etty's. Oh no! Because
Rob Park. I love it when ladies tell me, so talk to me about your snake.
Jesus Christ.
Rob, really?
I mean, it took nearly an hour to descend to that, but like
yeah, last week
we got there eventually. We got there eventually. It was bound to happen.
Oh man. You just knew it was coming.
So have you guys been watching the Tonga updates?
Not much, to be honest. We don't get a whole lot of news about that here, and I don't really. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to really see what's happening.
Like, the eruption itself was caught by the Himashiri Warrior.
Yeah.
It was fucking epic. And it's destroyed like 3/4 of that island that it was. So now it's a fully submerged volcano.
Oh.
Because it's actually destroyed like a bulk of the island that was on. Mental.
Yeah.
I've seen the before and after, and yeah, it just blew the middle clean out of it.
And the settlements are gone as well.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, half the island's gone. You'd expect the settlements to go with it. But the question is, how many people were there?
There was quite a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge death toll in a split second.
Just trying to get a before and after.
Peter Nuttall mentions the shockwave felt around the world. There have been a couple of videos where they've actually got the barometer data from various stations and used it to track the shockwave going all the way around the Earth twice.
Yeah.
Not loud enough. You could hear it apparently in Alaska. if you were way out in the countryside where it was quiet. But the shockwave
Didn't
was
see,
like
hear,
wrong.
or feel a thing here in Vietnam.
It's incredible when the Earth reminds you
Mhm.
how insignificant you are. Like,
Yeah.
we see fucking earthquakes all the time and natural disasters all the time. I mean, the last
Mhm.
one for me, I think, would have been the Iceland eruption. That would have stayed in my memory. But I mean, this is a cataclysmic event. This was
Mhm.
absolutely huge.
Mhm.
Well,
It's like
Palmer's no
another.
reason than Iceland, and
It's like another Krakatoa.
yeah.
There it is.
So,
Give me one sec.
yeah. It's a me, Mario Rui. He says the waves here in Portugal were 40 centimeters higher.
Fucking hell.
Wow. That's amazing. Oh, sorry. I'm just waiting for an asteroid to show up and ruin someone's day.
Well, that's the thing. The Earth is reminding us we don't need an asteroid. There's enough here on Earth that could absolutely wipe us out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is Tonga before and after. You can see there the whole
Yeah.
island,
Yeah.
and all that's left is 2 pieces of land.
That's oh,
And in the middle there, that's the volcano.
unreal.
But the entire island, bar like two pieces, is gone.
That's unbelievable, hey? That's mega destruction. Yeah, Archangel is right. If Yellowstone goes, we're all done.
Pretty
That's
much.
it.
Hmm.
It's over for all of us. Doesn't matter where in the world you live.
Yeah, I think parts of Chile and New Zealand stand the best chance of surviving the Yellowstone one, but there will be such a wave of terrified refugees and looting and gang violence and people trying to control and divert the flow of refugees and everything that you would have bigger problems than just whether your local ecology survived. You would have full-scale war on. It would be Left 4 Dead 2 scenario, just without the specials.
Give me one
yeah.
sec, because someone's asking to actually find the video. So give me 1 second and I'll get that video.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the blanket of ash, but Earth has a stripy weather system like Jupiter. So the ash would get wrapped around at the latitude of Yellowstone and then spread into the adjacent bands of weather and get wrapped around them and spread from them into the adjacent bands, which includes the pole, and get wrapped around. So by the time it gets to New Zealand, a lot of it is settling rather than getting that far. And New Zealand would get a whole lot colder because the whole planet would be getting colder, but it wouldn't get completely blacked out the way that, say, the whole of Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, New England
true.
would. And
But I think
the half-inch layer of ash that the UK would get.
I think New Zealand would still get darkened over enough to raise the Arctic Circle or the Antarctic Circle to a higher latitude.
No, because the Antarctic Circle is defined by Earth's axial tilt. It might extend the sea ice to a lower latitude nearer the equator, but the Antarctic Circle is staying put.
Things are going to get colder, that's for sure.
Right.
For damn sure.
I think Yellowstone is supposed to be getting less likely, though, because the magma plume is staying put in some frame of reference, and the continental plate above it is moving. So the weak spot that allowed Yellowstone to happen is getting pushed off the plume, and thicker, sturdier crust is getting pushed onto it. So, if it's not scoring a direct hit, it's not going to blow through full force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is Scott Manley's video on it. Thank you to Teddy for sending it to me. I'm just gonna mute it because I don't really want to be copyright struck, because you know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But this is Scott's video on it.
Cool.
So you can see it down the end there.
We're not seeing it.
Hang on. Oh, right. Hang on. Smart, because I have to add it to the stream and take down the feckin' background. Taking
we
down
go.
the background is the main thing. Okay, and get rid of the bloody ads. Go away, people. So this is again, this is Scott Manley's version of it. You can see it down the end there. Just as the sun was setting.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom. There it goes. Oh.
I think
Well-
he has another shot of it. Yeah, it's coming up. This. There you go. Look at the
Wow.
shockwave that goes out.
Yeah. No kidding, eh? It's instant obliteration.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, I think they recorded 1,000 thunder strikes just during that time.
That's amazing.
Which is, ugh.
Yeah. And
It's chilling.
What gets me is it was not that far from where I am in Southeast Asia. And
Mhm.
we didn't see it, feel it, hear it, nothing. I didn't even know it happened till the day after.
Madness.
It's amazing.
Well, night had fallen for you guys, hadn't it?
It was probably getting close to sunset at that time.
It's a scary thought, having a tsunami
is.
caught in the dark.
But you know, all these big events, these major hurricanes and tropical storms and that, we are amazingly well protected here in Vietnam because we're surrounded by Indonesia, the Philippines, and China. So it's almost like a natural barrier, and we don't really see a whole lot of that stuff.
It is amazing that, like, in certain places where they were filming it, you could hear the sound barrier break.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could actually hear it on the recording before the tsunami came.
Yeah.
And it's chilling. It's actually chilling to hear that.
We didn't hear anything here.
Oh, has he got it in this? Hang on. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah. It's terrible though. And it happens in a flash. There's no way you can kind of say, oh, it's gonna happen really soon. Let's get out of here. No, it's like, what was that? Boom.
Yeah, it's more along the actually, hang on, is this it?
I mean, was there any tremors or earthquakes reported before it blew?
No.
There was a smaller eruption before, wasn't there? It was actually building like
That
the
was
day
in
before.
yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Unbelievable.
No, he doesn't have the actual sonic boom. But yeah, it was incredible to see the devastation that I was able to incur. Like,
Cool. And I'm about to devastate some eyes.
Oh god.
There you go, folks. Spot the goat.
It's inside the python.
It's inside the python. Archangel 3 says, tsunamis can travel up to 700 miles per hour and cross under you at sea. You'd never know it. Once it hits the shelf, the sea sucks back and it slams. That's... Ugh.
Wow.
Those are the kind of facts that like really leave you feeling small. You know, I mean, there's two ways you can look at it. Either you're small and insignificant, and that's a bad thing, or you're small and insignificant, which shows how important we are. I'm the opposite. I'm the second one. It's like there is no reason for us to be sticking and clinging to this tiny little planet, and yet we're here. And anything and everything can try and kill us, and still we're here. And that's remarkable.
It is. Rob Parks, wrong. Sorry, not there. Go ahead.
In the upper, nope. What's going on? What's going on? Here we go. God damn it, Reason. Just remember though, just before Vesuvius blew in 1940s, people were climbing to the crater to watch the lava. Yeah, our self-preservation instincts are
Yeah.
they're questionable at best.
Hello, Professor Phil Bell. Hello. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
It is nice to see you, Phil. And I hope you're doing well. I really hope you're doing well. I keep saying we need to catch up, and then I get like really busy with work. So
We need to get him on the show. That's what we need to do.
that'd be awesome.
How about it, Professor Phil Bell?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Oh, I'd love to have him on.
Well, right. So one of the things that I'm doing is if someone finds the goat, and they've been on before, I'm just picking someone that hasn't been on before so I can like grab them in. Wahaha. It was Ark's turn this time. Well, Ark, you found the goat and then you couldn't come on, so.
Yeah.
Etty is not wrong about blood making a mess. I have demonstrated this one. I got hit by a falling rock, which cut my head, and I washed that, and the blood just spread out and turned my entire shirt red. And people were trying to call ambulances and get me to hospital and all sorts. Just, seriously, just this little half-inch cut. But because the water spreads the colour out, because we're so sensitive to that particular shade of red, it was, oh my God, he's bleeding out all over the place.
Yes, Professor Phil Bell. I would love to come to Australia. That's one place I haven't had the chance to visit yet. Absolutely.
Nimrod is guessing.
There was a girl years ago as well at the swimming pool, a swimming pool, not the swimming pool, there are many. They had a slide set up at the deep end, and she was halfway up the steps to this slide, waiting in the queue, and poked her finger through the railings at the side of the steps, so not a finger, a foot, and was running her toes along the grout between the tiles, just following the square pattern of tiles on the wall while she waited a turn on this slide, and ran her toe across a split tile, which cut her toe. And obviously, where a tile is cracked, it's only raised a tiny amount. Mm-hmm. And it's a very sharp edge, but even a very sharp edge that's only raised that tiny amount, it's going to make a tiny cut. And it was only across one toe. So, it was bleeding freely because it was wet and it was a very clean cut. But it wasn't a huge wound. It wasn't a major artery. Right? Mm-hmm. But she's put her
Nimrod,
foot
no.
So she can't put her foot down. So the lifeguard picked her up and carried her to the first aid station with her foot dripping blood, literally drip, 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 drip along the side of the pool. The side of the pool is wet, so the blood hits there and just spreads out, and the whole pool side for 25 meters just went crimson. What happened?
Jeez. That's mental. I mean, well, I split my head open once, and yeah, like there's so many blood vessels um on this side of the skull that it just bleeds and bleeds and bleeds.
Hmm.
Like you're not actually at risk, but it just bleeds like a fucker.
Well, it doesn't seem like anybody's finding the goat. Let's see, what does Colin got? Is the goat in the middle glass hanging down? No, I'm sorry, it's not.
Oh! I found it. I found the footage.
Oh, cool. Let's
Yes.
have a
Give me
look.
1 sec.
I'll keep an
this
eye on the chat
is-
for the goat.
Yeah. So this is after. This is on. I think this is in Australia or somewhere close by. Anyway, it might actually be group of people in Tonga as they begin to run. So this is on one of the other islands, just as the volcano hits. So have a listen to the sound barrier being broken.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oish.
And then the tsunami.
Oh, I'm getting out of here.
But you could hear that sound barrier just go boom.
Yep, 9 o'clock heroes got it.
And there, look, you can see the waves starting to come in.
Oh, we can't see that.
I didn't take down the fucking thing, didn't I? Yeah, you can.
I just took it down. That's why.
Okay. You can see it. You can see. This is your fault, Reason. This is your fault. But yeah, you can see the waves starting to come in.
Yeah.
That's the tsunami starting.
And how far away were they from the epicenter?
This was on one of the outer islands.
So not that far then.
It's okay. People heard it, didn't they? That's the main thing. You got to hear it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, yes, 9 o'clock heroes found it. Left-hand side on the plant below the top leaves. Yeah, right there. Woo!
9.
There you go. So that's it, 9 o'clock hero. You're on with us next week if you want to be. And Crafty, do you have someone else in mind you'd like to invite? Get some new people on?
Well, if Professor Bell is around,
Yeah,
I'd like
that's
to
a
get
great
Professor
idea.
Bell on.
I would love that as well. How about it, Professor Bell? Would you like to come on next week? Join us for a chit chat, a little bit of fun.
Like it's an hour before now that we start. I don't know what time that is in Australia. I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
Probably round about midnight or close to it.
I think Australia is +9 to +11. So
My brain doesn't work that way.
8 to 10 at night.
So there you go. 9 o'clock hero next week. Woohoo!
Yay! And Professor Bell, if you do want to be around, if you do want to come on, just for the crack, it's like chill. Hey, Clive. I have never said I was an expert at tech. In fact, I regularly tell people Crafty can't tech. But I'm too tired to care today. I really am. I have been quite sick this morning, so meh.
Every week, Steam and Cup of Reason does another color blindness test that I fail and calls it Find the Goat.
Oh, okay. So it's 11:39. So we would be starting at 10:30 for you, Professor Bell. So if you're around, that would be awesome. It'd be
Yeah,
great to have you on.
I'll definitely do that, Prof. I will definitely do that. I'll send you a reminder, maybe about an hour or so before the show. And yeah, we'd love to have you on. That would be
cool.
great. That would be awesome. You
Oh.
betcha. And we're on Crafty's channel next week, so that's
This
even
is true.
super more super awesome.
The other thing was the iceberg.
Yeah, what's happened with that? I only heard just iceberg split. I don't know exactly where or how big or.
I'm just trying to find the thing that I was reading there recently. Yeah, a massive iceberg released over 150 billion tons of fresh water.
That's amazing. That is a lot of fresh water, man.
150 billion tons.
Oh, that's going to be a big problem for ocean salination.
I think it ended up at Georgia, just off Australia.
Oh,
And it just got smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it was gone. Like, that's scary.
that is very scary.
It was about 100 miles long and 30 miles wide. That's how big it was.
Cool. That's huge, you know. You can't tell me that climate change isn't a thing.
Yeah. It's scary, though. It's scary because the world is running out of fresh water.
It is.
I don't really want to tell you that, but we are running out of fresh water, and we are drying up the aquifers like there's no tomorrow, you know. We're destroying the aquifers, so there's not going to be there won't be a renewal of fresh water if we can't maintain the aquifers. So all this bullshit of bottled water, fucking stop it. Stop it. It's killing us.
We're using it faster than the water cycle can replace it.
Exactly. Which is going to be, I'm hoping, in Ion Society at some point, because I've been in talks with Mike Gonzalez, who has written a book called The Last Drop, which is a fantastic book, basically putting it where we are, you know, and the fact that the aquifers are being destroyed, and there's the next war. The next big war will be about drinking water. That's his estimation. But and one of the dangers of the Antarctic Treaty possibly running out in the next couple of years is what happens to the freshwater supplies within and the aquifers within Antarctica. Are they going to be raided in order for Western civilization to sustain itself? So it will be very interesting to get to talk to him, and I'm hoping that he'll come on one of the Ion Societies. But we'll see. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, it should be cool. It certainly would be an interesting topic that I'd like to dig in a bit more.
Yes. Ukraine would be cool. Yeah, I've been working on a thing about Ukraine, Rob. There's a lot going on at the moment in Ukraine, and we see that the Russian troops are now on the border of Ukraine again. So that's worrying.
Yeah.
And there's also talks of Russia doing military tests off the coast of Ireland in international waters. So that's also very, very worrying.
Yes, very.
Yeah. So Ukraine is on the list. Ukraine is on the list.
Professor Bell says climate change is definitely a thing. There will very likely be wars fought over water.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. I can see that happening.
I can see
Professor
that
Bell,
having already happened.
I would love to get you on with Mike Gonzalez if you would be around. Now it'll be a couple of months down the line because he's very busy at the moment. But it would be an interesting discussion, definitely, to
Yeah.
talk about the future of water.
Yeah.
But
Late
yeah,
90s, Turkey started building a dam across the Euphrates.
yes,
Syria moved their air force away from the Golan Heights and the Israeli border to position them to blow up the dam, because the Euphrates flowing out of Turkey into Syria is Syria's main source of water. And it was an existential threat to Syria. And if you look at Israel, they have occupied the Golan Heights.
yep,
High ground, well, your archers on high ground can shoot farther downhill than archers on low ground can shoot uphill, and spearmen charging uphill are slower, so it gives you an advantage in medieval warfare. But high ground also generates rain. And
You got some
Israel
good news.
occupied the bit that generates rain.
wow.
Since
Sorry.
then, there's the Litani River in southern Lebanon, which is one of the
Yes,
very few places in the whole region that has a surplus of fresh water. And just how far Israeli forces have to push into Lebanon to reoccupy South Lebanon and push Hezbollah out to, open quote, protect civilians, close quote, just happens to be the northern watershed of the Litani catchment area. And while they're there, yes, they pump water out of that valley back into Israel, because their big claim about making the deserts bloom is based on pumping water out of the aquifers, and the aquifers are turning salty.
Yes,
So
yeah, we already have wars fought over water.
yes,
So,
but it's going to get deeper.
good news
and
for you there. Good news for you there, Crafty.
that is an absolute relief, Colon. That really, really is. A couple of months ago, I did an Iron Society on Belarus, and Clapperjack came on, and he explained the background behind what was going on in Belarus and what it was like to live there. So it is an absolute relief to know that he's finally free.
Awesome.
That
That
he's
is
safe.
excellent news. Any idea, Colin, where he went to?
And the main thing is that he's safe. That's
Exactly.
a huge relief.
Exactly.
That is a fucking huge relief.
Yeah, absolutely, Taddy. I think we should all raise a glass to that. Absolutely. Oh, Professor Phil Bell says, I am a member of the Australian Climate Council, so I have a deep interest. That's awesome. We got to get you on with Crafty.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. When Mike Gonzalez comes on, I'll definitely have Phil to come on as well, and maybe Tony. But Archangel 3 said that they might want to come on as well. So it'll be an interesting discussion. We need to have these proper discussions. We need to have fact-based discussions and not emotionally based discussions, because it's understanding how, and Sableagle, exactly what you've been saying. The issue over southern Lebanon has been going on for generations. And the last time I was in Palestine was 2014. And in certain parts of Palestine, what's happened is the Israelis have seized control of the water infrastructure to local towns and villages. And when they don't do what the Israelis want them to do, they'll just turn off
the
the waterways. So it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
War crimes are being committed at the moment over water. It's
scary.
Now, that being said, there is a lot that Israel could do in the region if they just stopped being, assholes.
Yeah, agreed.
Imperialism does not work. Have we learned nothing from the British Empire? Going into a place and saying, yeah, that's mine now, doesn't fucking work.
We haven't heard from Archangel for a bit. What do you think?
Well, I'm German, so if I say anything against Israel, most people are going to go, what? You can't say anything. Why can't I?
Oh, you can, and there's a difference between. And I've been accused of anti-Semitism. I am not an anti-Semite. I am not against Israelis. I am not against Jewish people. I am against Zionism, as I am against extremist Catholicism. I am against extremist Islam. It does not reflect reality of those religions, and it's using and abusing their power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Using and
knowing the
abusing
difference.
history as well.
Yeah.
I've been there. It's like, actually, they probably shouldn't be using white phosphorus shells against ambulances delivering injured children to hospital. That's not really a good thing to do. You immediately get accused, you just want to finish what Hitler started.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's not a
Yeah.
nuanced discussion. Like, we need to have a conversation. The difference between Zionism, it's not even Zionism, it's extremist Zionism,
Mhm.
and and just Judaism. Because even when the children were killed on the beach in 2019, I think it was, or 2016, I can't remember what year, but a huge sway of American Jews came out against Zionism and said, this does not represent us. This is not what we're
Mhm.
about.
Mhm. Yeah. Archangel 3 says, I was in Beirut, still have friends there, and I know the hardships, not only water, but also electricity and food.
Yeah.
You spent some time in Beirut, hadn't you?
Who? Me?
Crafty, yeah, you.
I haven't actually spent much time in Beirut. I spent a couple of months, but not significant amounts. It was mainly Lebanon and Jordan and Palestine that I was in.
Yeah.
I've been in Cuba as well, so
Oh, that's interesting, Professor Bell. There is a sharp drop in snow over the Himalayas, which will cause major drought conditions in India in the very near future. Millions will suffer. It's too late to stop it.
yeah. And
That's
the other interesting thing is to also watch China, because the northern territories of China is basically a desert, and it's surrounded by mountains as well, and they're trying to inhabit that desert. So it'll be interesting to see what they're actually trying to set up in that desert, and what they're trying to use it for,
Yeah.
because it might be a Chinese gulag, basically. So because the conditions there are very harsh, so it'll be interesting to see who they try to push into that space. They are preparing for war, but they've been preparing for war for a long time, and so has Russia, and so has America. They've never fucking stopped. They
Yeah.
just stopped talking about it overtly, and you can see that right through the 90s. Actually, the whole peacekeeping missions that the US went on, and
Yeah.
yes, like the whole Serbian thing, Yugoslavia. Yes, that was important to intervene in it, but it was also about showing who's boss, NATO showing who's
Yeah.
boss. So they haven't stopped preparing for war. I'm sorry. Only 2 years ago, I think it was, the UK recommissioned or issued their interest in nuclear warheads in Trident. So, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. So they haven't stopped preparing for war. The whole fucking world is preparing for war. They've learned absolutely nothing. The only difference is the next war or the next 3 wars could end civilization as we know it.
Yep.
And nobody wants to be the first person to press the button.
Yeah. And
That's the
being
difference.
where I'm at, that's a situation I'm watching very closely.
Yeah.
Because I'm the
that's
first
what
one
I'm
to go.
watching.
But anyways, sorry to cut you off, but
Cheery.
we're getting close to our cutoff time here. So let's see what's up with our guests. Anything coming up, Archangel? Anything you want to share with us before we close it up?
Well, on the 3rd of February, I'm going to be a guest on Dan Hatfield's stream.
Ooh.
And then on the 5th of February, I'm going to be a guest on Hobby Corner. So, yeah.
Yay,
Cool.
Hobby Corner.
Yay! And how about you, Sable?
Nothing coming up. I do have good news.
Nothing?
The vaccination
What's that?
centre actually had a queue. When I was
Yes,
there
that's
last year,
great.
it was me. were like 10 nurses waiting for patients. This time it was a line of people out of the door.
That's fantastic.
Awesome. Cool. And how about you, Crafty?
I have stuff coming up. I don't know. As I said, I've been preparing the next 3 challenging conspiracies and finishing up the last challenging conspiracies that I really should have released last year, which is long overdue for my patrons. I'm sorry, people, but real life.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm preparing the next full year of Ion Societies, because that's the one show that I really want to focus in on, because there's a lot to unwrap. There's a lot happening in the world, and knowing the context helps. It's not going to make things any better. It's not going to change anything, maybe, but it helps to understand where these things are coming from, and understanding the history of it in a digestible way. You can get like a history of it, but it's fucking gah. Yeah. So I do try to present things in an easily digestible way. These are the main points that you have to watch out for. Yeah. And as for Keela Talks, there will be Keela Talks. I have a lot of opinions on a lot of things, so these are all fucked.
To put it mildly.
If you want to join me, you are more than welcome. Otherwise, I'll just talk. It's fine.
Well, that's what we love about it, Anyways.
They're important topics. So what's coming up for you, man?
Well, I've got a video premiering in about 15, 16 minutes.
Yay.
I'm finally keeping my promise to my good friend Tusk.
Fucking time.
Something I've never done on my channel before, and I hope you enjoy it, Tusk. I did it for you, and I'm also did it for anyone else who is interested, because I've been getting a lot of interest on my channel for more content related to Vietnam, the people, the places, the food. So if the premiere goes well, if I get good response, then I might make a new segment on my channel for that.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And other than that, I am, let's see, what else? Oh, yes, I want to, oh God, what was it? It just came in my head and it left. What was I going to say? Oh God. Oh yes. I've started putting together episode 1 of series 5 for the Pain of Progress. And I'm still waiting on some feedback on the script, and I'll be recording that this week and hopefully have it in the can by the end of the weekend next week. So
that is exciting.
Series 5 is coming.
Yes. And if you haven't checked out the Pain of Progress, where the fuck have you been? You have plenty of time to get caught up, binge, as they say. That's what I do.
Yep. Lots there. Absolutely. So that's it, folks. Make sure you're back here next week, or actually on Crafty's channel, because we're going to have 9 o'clock Hero with us. And Professor Bell, I will definitely send you a reminder about an hour before the show. And we look forward to having you on as well. It's going to be a great show, right, Crafty?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Abso-friggin-lutely is right. So I think we'll pull the plug and call it a day. And thank you all for coming out. So say goodbye, buddy.
Bye, peoples.
Bye.
Bye.